Welcome on, welcome on, welcome on, welcome back. We are back in the dungeon tonight. It's your boy Doc Holiday, and it's another HBCU Tonight episode 2. Make sure, make sure that you like, comment, share, most of all subscribe to the actual channel, which is HBCU Overdrive. Make sure that you hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. As we got people coming in, filing in right now. Let me get this banner going on right here. While we got people filing in right now. Everybody give a shout out where you at, where you from, what school you represent. Southbound up in here as always. Atlanta GA as always. Atlanta GA up in the house. Hey, hope you ain't on they don't see your face on that freak Freaknik documentary. But other than that, man, Uh, try to get some more people up in here. I know this is a slow night. Sorry about the delay. Had to cook some dinner for for the, for the kids. But other than that, we are in here. So and it's Wednesday, so we're gonna get this done just in time so everybody can go on to Ken Clark's show, KC 1400 and Friends. And also, you can check us out. I'll be on Twitter for HBCU Nightly at 9 o'clock p.m. That's Central Standard Time. So we try to get more people up in here before we get started. Try to get at least 25 people in here so we get started. The next portal opens up. It's either in April or it's in May. I have to get. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and get with Blue. I'm gonna check in with Blue, see when it's supposed to happen. But hopefully, it's some players that's willing to commit to our institutions. Mr. Warren, Dr. Warren, how you doing? Vicksburg. Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is. Trying to get more people in before we get cracking, get going. Um, get it. Trying to get it started up in here. But I think as far as when the portal opens again, I gotta see when it opens again. Either in April or in May. I mean, next week or in May. I think it's in May, and it's only gonna be open for like a week and a half. So, okay, you said it opens in April 15th, so it opens up on Saturday. It opens up Saturday, so all those players that declared to be in the portal, that said they're going to the portal, they will be in the portal. Here you go. Here you go. Adrian, don't start no mess. Don't start no mess. Won't be no mess, bro. Come on now. Let's be civil for today. Let's be civil. See if I can get some. While we doing this, while we doing this, got 18 people watching right now. Try to get to 25. We get to 25, we'll get going. We'll get going. So we get to 25, we get going. So let's see if I can find some things, especially with Valley. here. We can get going. I hope everybody, like I said, I hope everybody had a good Easter. Miss Quay, how you doing? How you doing? Yes, it is. It is game week. It is game week. I hope so too. It this uh, in fact, I'm going to send you the invite and you send it to them. That way, they'll be able to get it. All right. Got 27 in here. So, all right, man. Look, let's get started. Let's get started. Everybody's doing all right. Everybody's doing fine. That's one thing. I'm gonna get started on that. Let's get started on that. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you for bringing that up. Um, so if you don't know, everybody knows that the WNBA draft was on um Monday. Yes, Monday. I have to remember. It was on Monday. So, uh, of course, the first player they got taken into the draft basically was Aaliyah Boston, South Carolina. I knew that was going to happen. It was a no brainer that she was going to get drafted first. Uh, um, but uh, I would say this: the thing is, when we was talking, I was looking at it. She's locked in to a 3-year contract for a little bit over $200,000. So she's only going to get paid a little bit over $70,000 a year. But you have the women's basketball players now, like Angel Reese, that's projected to have like maybe $1 million NIL deal. She's going to be making more than the actual first round pick, Aaliyah Boston. And something like that needs to be, I won't say it needs to be addressed, but it's a concern to me that the NBA, who has pretty much uh, the NBA, who pretty much has somewhat of a foothold with the WNBA. Um, it's crazy because these like they WNBA been in they've been in business since 1996, 1996, 97. So they've been in the business for over 25 years. It is time for these women players to get paid. I'm not saying to get paid like the men, but it is time for these women players to get paid to get the bag. Um, that way you keep your product. They don't go overseas. You don't have to deal with issues situations like what we saw with Brittany Griner um, in Russia, and they will be able to promote the game. You have to give them the ability to be able to promote the game. And then the WNBA is horrible. They are horrible when they promote the game. They are horrible. They no, don't get me wrong. One main look, they are horrible promoting the game. They are horrible when promoting. They are horrible when it comes to uh, fan engagement. They are horrible when it comes to ticket sales. They are horrible at that. They are very horrible. So you have to get somebody that's in there that's going to be able to generate generate to generate that excitement to promote that game, to promote the game. Keep your talent in the States. That way they don't have to worry about going overseas. They don't have to worry about going overseas. But it's crazy that a college kid, a college kid, um, can make more than uh, a, a female college basketball player can make more than an actual WNBA player. And if you don't have the endorsements, like um, who's that? Like Breonna Stewart, she's endorsed by Puma. You got a couple of other players that's endorsed by some other shoe companies. Um, if you don't have that type of endorsement, if you don't have those endorsements, man, you're not gonna be able to make it. Like she's not gonna make like on the real, for real. Aaliyah Boston is not gonna make not gonna make nearly a fraction of what their their compadres that's still in college that are making. And that's a dang on shame. LSU girls gonna make way more than the WNBA. That's a damn shame. And if you watch the pivot episode with Angel Reese and Flau'jae Johnson, when she said I'd rather stay in school and make money in school than to go into the league right now, that come on now. That makes no sense. Like that makes no sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. But I would say this, y'all. I would say this. As far as not with the money situation, but as far as with uh South Carolina sitting damn near the whole starting sit the starting five. The starting five got drafted Monday night. Three in the first, one in the second, one in the third. Just think about that. Just think about South Carolina. South Carolina, coached by Don Staley, who's pretty much one of them, like that's up there. She's becoming one of the greatest coaches in the women's college basketball game right now. And she got five of her. She got her whole starting five to get drafted. Uh, it's smart to stay in school to make the NIL money, but hopefully, I hope that who are the people who are advising the kids got to understand. Uncle Sam's going to take his part. You're going to have to pay the tax on it because guess what? You get that money, you're in a whole nother tax bracket. You're in a whole nother tax bracket, especially if you got millions of dollars in NIL money in college. You are in a new tax bracket. you are the tax bracket ahead of most of the kids that's on campus right now, and hopefully they can always say, the last thing I hope that they teach them is to say the word no. Like, I hope they teach the kids, if somebody asks you for some money and you're trying to survive off that NIL deal, you can always say no, no. And that's hard too, Surfer Boy. They gotta pay the taxes on the WNBA money too. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. But in the end though, they gotta get this, they gotta get that taken care of. Right. And then, like you said, even though she's at South Kakalaki, Dawn Staley's always gonna be for us. I just had to say that. She's gonna be for us. She is for the movement, she is for the people. Um, she just doing it through an SEC school. That's it. Because if she was in the HBCU real, uh, I would love to see the matchup between Coach Reed and Coach State, like, for real. And that makes no sense, Javon. Like, for real. Like, I've always been a fan of the WNBA. That comes with the territory of being a sports fan. Hell, I'll sit there and watch golf. I'll sit there and watch a tennis match if I wanted to. But that is crazy. You know, we gotta get you gotta get the interest peaked up. And you're all right. Till more people get out there and go to these games, it's gonna, the WNBA pretty much gonna operate at a mom and pop rate. That's what it's gonna happen. They're gonna operate at a mom and pop rate. So, but look, man, that's my opening soliloquy right there. Man, let's get to these. Let's get to these spring games that's coming up this Saturday. All right. But welcome again to HBCU tonight. This is episode 2. This is the preview of April 15th spring games. Mainly Mississippi Valley, Florida A&M, Texas Southern, and then we're going to go into the impact of the spring game for Jackson State, the importance and the impact of the Jackson State spring game. So I appreciate everybody coming on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So my whole thing is, let's go. Let's get to it. We have uh Mississippi Valley. Mississippi Valley. Like I said, we got Mississippi Valley coming up. They are having their spring game. This is the first time you will actually see Coach Wade be in the capacity of a head coach. This will be his first time being in the capacity of a head coach. We're gonna try to see what he does. My main question is, who is going to be the signal caller for Valley? Who is going to be the signal caller for Valley? Jelani Eason has graduated. He's moved on. There's Also, uh, Jamari Jones has transferred out of Valley. Don't know where he went to, but you get a Dino Maldonado coming in from New Mexico State. Word on the street, Buddy can spin it. Son, I live in Dallas. I'm born in Dallas. I'm not a Mississippi resident. I was born and raised in Dallas. You threw me off. So the main thing is um what is Valley trying to do for this weekend? Who is going to be their quarterback coming up? What can we expect for Valley? What can we expect for Coach Wade? Um, what are his expectations? Um, what is the impact for having a spring game at Valley under his watch now? Since Coach Dancy has gone and left to go to the Rocky Mountains, uh, Valley has been pretty much, I won't say on the tear, but they've been more on a revamp. They are in the midst of uh, a rebranding, so to say. They are in it to, with all the facility issues that they have. What are they going to do um, to upgrade the facilities for the football team? You have a dynamic athletic director in Mr. Hakeem. Um, what is it that they're what is it that what is it what is it for Valley that's, with the significance of this spring game? I tell you what, the significance for the spring game for Valley is to show that they actually care about football. They actually give a flip about football. It is time for the naysayers to, you know, for them to drown out the naysayers, to make the naysayers eat crow. That's something that I'm thinking of right there. It's, you know, their slogan, it's time for them to elevate. So that's something that is something that, with the impact, what's going on with the new leadership, and I had got a brain freeze with uh the AD's last name, Hakeem McClellan. Okay, he um he is, I wouldn't say a mirror image of Ashley Robinson at Jackson State, but he takes his he takes his cue from Ashley. So I'm just thinking like, okay, what is the main thing that is what is the main issue for Valley? Main issue for Valley is basically the main issue for Valley is basically getting the eyes to them, getting adequate players, getting the right type of players to come to the school. Um, to change the losing attitude that you have. So, and I feel like, and the main thing about Valley is that the school, the administration, is behind the new AD and the new head coach. I don't think that's what you saw. I mean, other than with Vincent Dancy, um, other coaches that you did not see that with those other coaches. You didn't see them being more involved with Coach Titan or even Comedy when he went up there. But by the time Comedy went up there, he was pretty much almost a shell of himself. So um, I would give Valley 2 years, 2 years to get the players. I know they have a full set of scholarships available now, so um, they can be able to fill that roster. They have been using the transfer portal heavily, and the only thing that can they can do is just cut. Is to go up from this. See, athletic director is Valley along, Coach Wade is Valley along, good chemistry to build. So they feed off each other, and that's the thing that you need to see from Valley. All right, all right, man. But if anybody wants to talk about Valley, anybody wants to jump on, give me their spiel about Valley of FAMU or Texas Southern. The link to the stream is in the chat right now. But let me see something, y'all. To my bro. Um, I understand what you're saying, Adrian. So moving on, moving on, man. So we got FAMU. FAMU's in the house. Where all the rattlers at? If there's any rattlers in the house, throw it up. So FAMU is in year 3 of the SWAC experiment. Year 3 of the SWAC experience. Year 2 of the Musa, the Jeremy Musa reign. So I wants to know what Shotgun Willie Simmons gonna do as far as um his playmakers, offensive line, because he lost that. He did lose his All American linebacker slash DN Isaiah Land. He had lost a couple of uh offensive weapons on offensive line. What is and I think he lost is that Kendall I think Kendall Bowler in the backfield, in the defensive backfield. What is Willie Simmons um What is the impact of FAMU with Willie Simmons? And we got Mr. Dwayne Sweet up in here. Hey, Dwayne, I heard what you was talking about on Jeff Lightsey, man. You need to come on here. I'll send a link. I'll send a link to you in the chat. You need to give me a analysis of Florida A&M. So, well, Mr. Jordan, if you want to put it on there, you come in too. So I need to know what's up with FAMU, like who they got, as far as receivers, running back, um, offensive line, defense. Need to know all that stuff. You need to know all that stuff. So I'll say this. I'm gonna say this as far as when it comes to FAMU. Um, your running game was atrocious last season. It was horrible. It was horrible. Uh, Having two big bruisers out there that couldn't get you more than 3 yards per carry. Um, it won't win. You can disguise that, but it won't win you a lot of games. But in the in the end, you have to fix. You have to get a running game. You have to get a running game. That's something that I want to see on Saturday with fam. Is do they have a shifty runner? Do they have a a, a running back that can dance with you? You know, that got the wiggles that uh can basically get busy with you on that football field. Yeah, your running game was bad. You still were 9-2, but it was bad. The running game was bad. You cannot have Jeremy Mvsu, who is your starting quarterback for the second year in a row. You can't have him try to throw the ball 40 or 30, 40 times and not take the pressure off of him. That's a question right there. That is a real question. How you replace Zay Smith and all the things that he does. All the things that he does. We talking about a guy that's maybe 5'9", 5'10". You can run slip screens. You can run little small slants. You can run um, option routes with him. Um, Smoke screens. 5 yard outs, 5 yard ins. That's what you get with Zay Smith. Uh, can he take the top off of the defense? He probably could, but they I don't they never tried it. Let me take that back. I want to say they never tried it. They probably tried it. It wasn't successful, and they just stuck with what they got. Melanated, what's good, brother? What's good? That's that is what you do. That is what you do. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Deputy Mario. That's what you do because you don't have Zay. Musa depended on Zay for everything. It, that was his first, second, third read. He didn't have no other reads than that man right there. So that's he has to be able to spread the ball around. You don't have a safety blanket in Xavier Smith anymore. You can't say, well, I can't get the ball out because I don't have Zay. Nah, you're a QB. You're a quarterback. First read, it ain't open. You need to go to your second read. Second read ain't open. You need to go to your third read. Third read ain't open. You need to go to do your check down. Do a check down. That's something that FAMU does not do. That's what Musa did not do. He did not do that last year. And because he did not do that last year, a lot of teams kept pace with the Rattlers in games. Okay. So those are the two things that I want to see what Willie can do. Can he fix the running game? And what do you do to replace the production of Xavier Smith? What's going on, Mr. Dragon? Say hearing that about Zay, I agree that someone would have to show they can take his place, but what about all the pieces? We're not worried about Jackson State. Not worried about Jackson State right now. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. All right. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let's not worry about Jackson State. All right. So, so he has to spread the ball around. You got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to run the ball because guess what? That running game is your defense's best friend because it keeps the defense off the field for extended drives and they're not tired when they get back out there on the field for the possession. So that's the thing. That's the thing that FAMU has to figure out. That is what they have to figure out. Can they move the ball? Hey there, hey there. The misses. Can they move the ball? Can he find a receiver other than who? Can he not be too dependent on Zay? Can he utilize the other receivers? Because believe me, FAMU has a plethora of receivers. They have a plethora of receivers out there. So just trying to trying to see what the expectations are for FAMU. Because I'm gonna say it just like this: FAMU, your first season, you know this first game of the season, Jackson State. That is y'all first game of the season. You're gonna get us when we coming off the MEAC SWAC challenge. I say this. I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna move on to the next school. I say this. FAMU, if you do not beat Jackson State in Miami this season, let me get my camera. FAMU, if you do not beat Jackson State this season, Willie Simmons is on the hot seat. Willie Simmons is on the hot seat. and then you can't go. Here's another thing: you went 9-2 the last 4 years. The last 4 years, last two in the MEAC, and last 2 years in the SWAC. Like seriously, seriously. I'm just putting it out there, y'all. I'm just putting it out there. You don't beat Jackson State. That means that you will lose to Jackson. If you don't beat Jackson State in Miami, that means that you will lose to them 3 years in a row in Miami, and then you haven't beaten them in such a long time, like the last 15 years. Those in between those times, though, I know that was between with other coaches, but we talking about with Willie. We talking about Willie Simmons. You do not beat Jackson State on your third try. You are literally on the hot seat. I'm gonna say it just like this: you are literally on the hot seat, Willie Simmons. I don't like putting nobody on the hot seat. I don't like firing nobody. I don't do that. I don't have no type of vendetta for nobody getting fired. That ain't my job. Point blank. Period. But this is the business of football. This is the business of college football. So you get all the praise and get all the criticism. Don't win this game. They're going to be start looking for other people to come replace you. Schedule that you made, and Mr. Campbell, if he's in here, Mr. Campbell always say the schedule that they made for this season is for Celebration Bowl and bust. That's the reason why they put two D2 schools on their schedule. Um, I know one of them is for both of them is for money, and it gives them a home game. It gives each of them a home game, but it is for them to go to the. It's for them to try to get to the Celebration Bowl because first year in the SWAC, they went to the playoffs. Um, they kind of, I wouldn't say they pandered, but they got lucky to get into the playoffs. They got railroaded by Southeast Louisiana. Last season, you pretty much did the same thing. You won. You, of course, would I count that UNC loss early in the year? I mean, that first game, I really wouldn't count it, but it is on your schedule. You you lose to Jackson State the next game. You run the table, 9-0. So you're 9-2. You don't get into the playoffs. This season, you're like, forget that. We ain't worried about the playoffs because there's not a chance. There's a chance we won't get into the playoffs. But this season is basically Celebration Bowl of bust because, like I said, you lose the game. You lose the game in Miami. You are behind the eight ball, and you've been doing that for the last 2 years. Let's say it like this. I like this question right here. My boy Melody. He said, if Willie loses to Jackson State, but Jackson State slips up and FAMU makes to the SWAC title game, it's safe for at least another year. He will be safe for another year. But let's just say he gets to the title game, and let's just say for 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 peace sake, they play. let's just say they play Prairie View. Let's just say FAMU play Prairie View in the title game. They lose to Prairie View in the title game. They don't go to the Celebration Bowl. I still say that he's out. I still say he's on that hot seat. So, so that's the thing right there. I would say this: if he gets to the title game, but he doesn't win it, you can say his job is safe. But in the eyes of the fans, they are wanting to go to the Celebration Bowl. They want to go to the Celebration Bowl. They want to win the Celebration Bowl. I think that's everybody's end goal in the sweat. The end goal is to make the Celebration Bowl and to win it. We have not won it. We only won it with Grambling. The MEAC has been whooping our ass up and down the field, left and right, for the last 6 years, 7 years. So I'm gonna say it just like this. I'll say it just like this. So in the ending of for FAMU, Musa has to learn how to read his progressions. He can't be a statue. Kind of has to go be mobile. Uh, he has to rely on his new receivers that he has now. He got the new receivers that he got now. He has to rely on them. They need to fix their running game. Um, see who gonna replace that freak of nature in Isaiah Land. And like I said, for Willie, it's Celebration Bowl or bust. Win it, he'd probably get a contract extension. Lose it, or he don't even go there. I'm sorry, they might be looking for somebody else. But but that is the preview for FAMU. Now, about to get into this preview for Texas Southern. What is the impact for Texas Southern, man? Al B, what's good? What's good, sir? How you doing? How you doing, man? What is the impact for Texas Southern in their spring game? The main impact for Texas Southern is, will Andrew Body be healthy to even play in the spring game, or will he be healthy by fall camp? Will he be healthy by fall camp, or will he be healthy by the spring game? What I'm seeing on pictures, and what I'm seeing on you know social media, um, Andrew looks like he has got stronger. It looks like he is progressing well with his rehab. Um, that's the question: is Body starting now? TSU has questions on the defensive side. They have questions on both sides. I'm gonna go focus on the defensive side first. Defensive side, most of their cornerbacks, their DBs enter into the transfer portal. Uh, the main one, Isaiah Hamilton, who's pretty much locked down. I'm talking about locked down corner. Is in the portal. So we they'll replace they will replace some of the players that has went into the portal, but also let's go right. Let's keep it a buck. Also, Texas Southern, when it comes to their depth, they don't have to worry about too much anything. Why? Because they returned 58 players to the team. Let's just say they have probably what 85, 90 people on the team, y'all. 58 players. That is three-fourths of your team that is coming back. We're talking about the same 58 that started as true freshmen. True freshmen. Moved up to sophomores. They juniors. They juniors now. You got a little bit of some seniors in there, you know. That is the thing for Texas Southern. They have they should be able to have depth all around because they have those players they have continuity. That's the word I'm looking for. They have continuity because they have been together since their freshman year. The um, the main catalyst, the catalyst for the team is QB1. In actuality, his number is number one, Andrew Body. He last season, last season, he regressed. He regressed last season. You didn't you seen a little glimpse of a flash. You seen some flashes of him, what you saw his freshman year and his sophomore year, but it wasn't enough to get his team to the SWAC championship game. Okay. Now, like I said, he did regress. The reason why I say he did regress, is because now you got tape on the kid. You got tape on him. They they know your tendencies. They know what you're gonna do. So to me, it's up to the coaching staff to try and implement a plan to say, well, look, they're doing this to key in on Andrew. We need to adjust and attack the holes in their defense or what they have or what they're running. Mr. Sweet, since since you asked me that question, I'm gonna jump off for the Texas Southern thing, and I'm gonna answer this, and then I'm gonna jump back on Texas TSU. FAMU's record is gonna be they'll be 9-2 again. What's up, Dwayne? They'll be 9-2 again. They'll lose to Jackson State in the first game, and the schedule sets up for they might be in a dogfight with Prairie View. They play Prairie View for homecoming. I know y'all don't lose homecoming like that. at FAMU, but they might be in a dog fight. You asked me, wait a minute, how am I wrong? You asked me what is my assessment? What is my what their record's gonna be? This is my assessment. I says that they're gonna be 9-2. You're gonna be 9-2, and you're not gonna be able to make the Celebration Bowl. So that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's get back to Texas Southern though. Let's get back to the third ward Tigers, man. Look, they bring back 58 players. They added more players in the transfer portal. They added more players that's from the high school ranks. Uh, there's going to be a big loss on the offensive line with Drake Centers going into the NFL draft. Also on the defensive side, like I said, Zay Hamilton um, going into the transfer portal. But the team is going to be young. It's still going to be young, but it's going to be more experienced. This is a make or break. Now, this is another person that's on the hot seat. This is a make or break. This is a make or break for Clarence McKinney. This is a make or break for Clarence McKinney. I wouldn't want to say he has to win the Celebration Bowl, but he has to at least win the division. He has to win the division to make sure that he keeps his job. I'm not, like I said, I don't want to have people fired. That is not my deal. I don't want to do that. I do that enough when I'm at work. But if he wants to be able to have the job next year, he has to win the division. He has to win the Western Division. So that means you can't Texas Southern. You cannot lay a goose egg first game of the season playing against Prairie View. And for one, I know this is a Labor Day Classic. It's always been pretty much that way. But I, for one, wish this game was later in the season instead of the first game of the season. Because it's the same issue. It's the same thing with Jackson State and FAMU. I wish the OBC was later in the season instead of this being the first game of the season. Why? Why I say that is because the simple fact that if you lose this game, you're going to have to be playing catch up the whole time. You're going to have to hope, wish, and pray that another team beats the team that you lost to. I don't think anybody heard me in the back. I don't think they heard me in the back, y'all. I don't think they heard me in the back. I said you have to hope and pray that another team will be able to beat the team that you lost to. What I'm saying is Jackson State FAMU. Jackson State beat FAMU. FAMU got a damn near pray to Allah, Jesus Christ, the 12 disciples, the Dalai Lama. I take that back, not him. Buddha, in order for you to say, look, y'all got to go out there and beat Jackson State. Now, it's going to be the same thing for Texas Southern. Texas Southern, you lose to Prairie View in the first game of the season, you're going to be having to hope, wish, and pray that either Alcorn beats them Southern beats them. Even a Grambling beat them. I don't think they. I don't think Grambling would beat Prairie View. They Prairie View already gave them their eviction notice from the Cotton Bowl, so it is. It's we ain't gonna get to that. But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Like you have to hope and pray that you get some of one team or another team to beat them. So I hope, I hope, I hope and pray y'all beat these boys beginning of the season. Both teams. Cause then y'all will stop, especially for FAMU. Then y'all will stop complaining like, well, we try to get into the playoffs. We try to get this and get that, but our schedule didn't. That's on y'all. Wham, 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 wham. Wham, wham, wham. Stop crying. Go out there and do it. Go out there and kick everybody's ass. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, y'all. But this this spring game is gonna show what Texas Southern is gonna do as far as moving the ball with Andrew Body defense. They do have a new defensive coordinator. We've already talked about this. Mr. Ford has always talked about this. The last show, Everett Todd is in Houston as the defensive coordinator for Texas Southern. He does have an extensive history in the SWAC, mainly with Grambling as their defensive coordinator. So we should see what's going to happen. Hopefully they could change up their defensive scheme. They could play a more traditional 4-2-5 or 4-3, or even maybe a 3-4, a hybrid 3-4. It doesn't to me. It doesn't matter. But that 3-3, that 3-3-5 stack defense sucks. I'm gonna answer this question. What happens if JSU loses another celebration bowl? We'll just lose another celebration bowl. There's nothing that you can do. That means that TC's in his first year. That means we go back to the drawing board, get that shit right. Hey, you the accountant, bro. Hey, I give it up for you, bro. I give it up for you. You keep all receipts. I keep all receipts too. I keep all receipts too. I got 201 receipts on my thing for YouTube. I keep every last one of them. I keeps every last one of them. So man, we well now let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show, y'all. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show. I'm gonna switch this out. All right, look. I know a lot of people want to ask, want to chime in on this. I got my boy Craig Hall up in here. Yo, third ward tiger up in the house. I still say it's Torch City. Look, when it comes to that defense, look at that TCU game when they played Georgia, the national championship game. They got destroyed. They got mollywopped up and down the damn field for 65 points. It should have been 80. And that's the defense that they was playing. But anyway, I am about to put the link in the chat. Anybody wants to jump in and join me on this conversation in the importance and impact of JSU spring game. In actuality, let's look at it like this: the importance and the impact of JSU the week leading up to the spring game. So you start off with the WC Gordon Ashley Robinson Golf Invitational. I mean, of course, they out there on the back nine. Rank one, what's good, man? What's good? It's my sister, y'all. Yes, ma'am. Happy birthday. You made 41. You on the show now. My sister, y'all, she just turned 41 today. It's her birthday, y'all. So she so the big brother has to call her sister. I'll call you later. That's my baby sister, y'all. That's my baby sister. So let's put it just like this. So the impact, the importance of the spring game basically would be um it would basically be what can we expect from TC? What can we expect from TC? Of course, he is a first year head coach. He is a first year head coach. We're not gonna we're not gonna shy away from that. Um we're not gonna sugarcoat that. We're not gonna do none of that stuff. We're not gonna do anything. We ain't gonna do none of that stuff. He is a first year head coach. He is a first year head coach. But this is what I see. This is what I see. Even though he played wide receiver, even though he played quarterback in college, I see, from what I'm hearing, he gets down with the other positions. Um, but um, he also let his position coaches coach. He let his assistants coach. If he feels the need, if he feels the need that they're not doing anything right, best believe, best believe he will be coaching to say, hey, do it this way. Okay? Let's do it this way. But he's going to let his coaches coach. Why? That doesn't put a lot of pressure on him. But now when it comes down to game management, that would be squarely on him. On especially on the offensive side. Remember, he's a former offensive player, former quarterback, wide receiver. I ain't worried about what Eight Toes did the previous season. I ain't worried about that. The second thing you will see is the decision making as far as who his starter is going to be. Um, if there's any indication, I think he will have Jason Brown be the starter. He'll have Jason Brown be the starter. Not saying that he's starting because it's his last season, all this stuff like that, but he looks good out there with those guys. Um, Another thing that you will see as far as the importance is uh, we're going to be running the ball. We're going to be running the ball more than what you've seen in the previous 2 seasons under said coach. I will say it just like this. Um, they're going to be, like I said, if word on the street is the offense is going to be lightning fast. The offense is going to be lightning fast. It is designed that way to throw the defense off. Is designed the offense that Maurice Harris is going to run is designed to throw off the defense. It's designed to tire the defense out. It's designed to limit the substitutions that the defense can do. The offensive coordinator is not a first year. He's been the offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator at Liberty under Hugh Freeze. He learned under a good coach. This let me say it just like this. Look, scratch all that, scratch all that, scratch all that. The importance of this game right here is to tell y'all naysayers is to get off our nuts and take a seat and watch us win this SWAC championship again. All right. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. 'Cause y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. I'm I'm gonna say it just like this. TC is gonna win. I don't care what anybody say. TC is gonna win. Those players are gonna want to play for TC. They're gonna play hard for TC. Um, it is up for them to it's up for them to execute. It's up for the coaches to go out there and make sure that the players get the right plays and to make sure that they execute it correctly. Pretty much. That's it. That's it and that's all. I'm gonna say it just like that. That's it and that's all. Until the king is dethroned, we are still the kings of the SWAC. We've been the kings of the SWAC for the last 2 years. And for the 3rd year in a row, we're going to be the kings of the SWAC again. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say. That's how I'm gonna get down with it. And y'all done got my uncle up in here about to flame y'all in this chat room. But let's talk about the impact of the game. Let's talk about the impact of the spring game. You got Under Armour. Under Armour has been in town for this week. They have been running ads with Jackson State football players. Hmm. Hmm. They have been out there doing things with the football team, and you will see it. You have um, Austin Robinson, who is the official. He's official head of the media for the football team. If you haven't seen what he has done, man, y'all need to go check out his page, check out his channel, see what he has done, and then come back to me. I like that analogy. We ain't got to go undefeated, but long we get to the Celebration Bowl and we win it, it's a success. Because why? The MEAC has been whooping our ass in that championship game 7 years, 7 out of 8 years. Of course, Alcorn, you've been there. You've been there most more than all of us, and you still getting your ass whooped. Last game y'all played against a MEAC team was North Carolina A&T, and they put 64 on your ass. Of course, Jackson State gets there the first year with goofy ass Prime, didn't know what to do with a 4th and 19. He wanted to go for it. And South Carolina State put a 31 hamburger piece on us. Put a 31 piece chicken nugget, 31 piece lemon pepper wings. That's what South Carolina State did with us. And then last season, North Carolina Central just bullied us to death with the run game. We should have won the game. But it is the past. The only team to win the Celebration Bowl is Grambling for the SWAC. There's the only one that can say something. There's the only one that can call all of us out. They're the only ones to win the Celebration Bowl from the SWAC. What up, Henny guy? Henny guy, what's good? And y'all done got this man started in the chat. Adrian, I told you, I'm gonna send your ass to the gulags. But anyway, that is the significance. That is the impact for this game to show y'all that we still the same Jackson State that you saw last season. We're gonna dominate. Ain't no let off. Ain't no let down. We got the foot on the gas, and that's it. And that's it. That is the importance of this game. Also, the importance of the game is to get the people to go out there. It's to get the people to go out there. It and the importance is, and the main importance of this game. The main importance of this game is is to shut those DDRs up. To shut them up. Shut those DDRs. Those y'all know what it means. Y'all know what it means. But It shuts those. It shuts the critics, those DDR critics up. It diminishes the the insignificance of what Eight Toes is doing in Colorado. It opens up a floodgate to get more recruits to come to the school. If you could get Colorado's getting 30,000 for their spring game. If we could get 35 or 40,000 for the spring game without Eight Toes on, influence, that says a lot about our football team and our institution, man. We support our institution. So that's what I got. I mean, that's really what it is. The impact of the game is to get the people in the stands, to show the people that we could do this without Deion Sanders, and to shut his nut riding disciples up. So that's the impact of the game. That is the impact of this spring game. Then guess what? The 15th, Saturday, transfer portal opens. Of course, yes, you're gonna have those players that leave out, that's leaving out, that decide to go into the portal. Okay. Um, nice, nice knowing you. Hope you do better where you at. But you ain't gonna keep 1 foot in and 1 foot out over here. And guess what? It gives the chance for us to go into that portal and get more bodies, more recruits, more people that's want to be committed to the school. And not just the coach, but to the school. That's what we're looking at. Plus, my man said, look, he was like Fillmore Slim off American Pimp. Yeah, Eight Toes done took he done took my stable. Guess what? I made a call. He made a call. We talking about TC made that call. And guess what? Them champions done came to Jackson. Better than what had left out of Jackson in the first place. That's what you call some pimping right there. That's what you call some pimping right there, y'all. The transfer portal take it, but it will give it to a school who will use it properly and use it to their advantage. And last time I checked, Jackson State has been using it properly and using it to their advantage. What do we see from Jackson State as far as the team goes? They are bigger. They are stronger. They have gotten faster. That is that is what you see with Jackson State. When I say they are bigger and longer, they are bigger and longer on the offensive line. Certain games we got, our offensive line got demolished. Our offensive line got demolished. Certain teams. Alabama State, their defensive line alone was whooping our ass majority of the game. I ain't say the whole defense. I'm not saying the whole defense. I just said the defensive line for Alabama State was ragdolling our offensive front majority of the game. You ever seen somebody get ragdoll out there on the field, on the football field? That shit do not look nice. Especially for the person that's getting tossed around like a damn beanbag. What's another game they got? Soul Bowl, Alcorn. Defensive line was kicking our ass the whole game. Malachi Bailey was whooping our ass by himself. That's what I mean by we got bigger, stronger, and longer. That offensive line, if you got a tackle that's 6'6", 6'7", 325, 30 pounds, fleet of foot, long arms, guess what that means? That pass rush that Alcorn was doing, that pass rush that Bama State were doing, offensive tackle, all he has to do is just wipe the person out of the play. He's out of there. He's disappeared. That's what happens when you got a long arm, fleet of foot, 6'6", 6'7" offensive tackle. And yes, Mr. Harris, our offensive line coach was garbage. He was garbage. Guess where he at now? He the same offensive line coach up there in Colorado. We ain't worried about him. We ain't worried about him. That was the difference. That's you'll see the difference on Saturday than what you saw last season. The last 2 seasons, to be exact. Offensive line was like they was getting they didn't have a nastiness. They didn't have a mean streak in them. I think this season you will see more of the nasty boys out there. You will see more nastiness out there. And guess who done did? Mr. Boy, how you doing today, sir?
Hey man, you been doing all right?
I'm good. I had a good Easter and everything.
Listen, I saw Duncanville finish number 2 in the nation behind a team out of Virginia. I think Max Prep picked a team out of Virginia's John Marshall or somebody as the number 1 team.
Football or basketball?
This basketball. This was the one I saw last week for basketball. But you had another team out of Texas I was going to ask you about. I don't know if it was Port Arthur or Port somebody. Do you know who it was?
Probably Port Arthur.
I think, yeah, Port Arthur. Yeah, I got to look at it again. I think they finished maybe in the top 20. I don't know if they finished in the top 10. But yeah, I was thinking about you when I saw that.
But yeah, we're talking about the impact and the importance of Jackson State in their spring game. I'll just say the biggest thing is to shut up all those DDRs up and to prove that we have been doing this way before Coach Prime has even set foot in Jackson.
All they got to do is go back and study the history. Go back and look at even you remember the guy that was Secretary of Education under one of the Bushes. He was the head coach at Jackson, I think, in the 60s. His name was Rod Page.
Mm-hmm. And he became president of the school for a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. He became president. Yep. I think, didn't he replace Dr. Myers?
Mm-hmm. He was on the interim basis.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Hey, man, I'm looking forward to next season. I think next season is going to be better than last season. I think we're going to see, I thought we saw some parity this year. I think we're going to see even more parity next year. Jackson is loaded. I'm just looking forward to the season. Now with this, one of the things that, in the past, we could look at a team in the spring and basically tell you about what kind of season they're going to have, but you can't do it anymore because there's so much movement now.
Right.
But I do believe that Jackson's going to be the kingmaker. You know, they'll be the top team. I'm looking to see who can topple them. You know, because as far as on paper, nobody can really. You know, that's on paper. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think nobody can play with them, but we got to see. Because, like they say, you don't play the game on paper; you play it on the field.
Play it on the field.
Yeah, we play it on the field.
I got on there as far as I talked about the offensive line
Uh-huh.
that we had to get bigger, stronger, and longer.
And he did that,
Because
right?
he did that. He did.
Yeah, yeah,
He's been doing
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Um, Even though we lost Josiah's, not Josiah's, we lost Jasper Freeze. I mean, he was a big tackle.
What was
Uh,
his number? What was his number?
Number 77. He was
Yeah, I
like
remember him.
6'6",
That's right.
6'7". Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
325,
him.
330. Yeah, so it's not like we're missing a lot of. It's not like he probably would have been a starter, or
Oh, you think he would have
he
started?
probably would have been a key contributor. I put it just
Oh,
like that.
okay, okay.
He probably would have been a key contributor, but I would say that he won't be heavily missed
No, I don't
because
think so either. I don't think any of them gonna be missed. To be honest with
uh,
you.
now I would say the one person I would miss though is two
Uh-huh.
people that I would miss off this offense from the offensive line from last season. It would be Tyler Brown because he's a dog.
Yeah, he will.
He's
Now I like that center. You know, I'm a person that when we used to scout teams, I always look at the center because the center kind of sets the tone. And that guy that Jackson State had last year was Evan. Was it Evan Bro?
Evan
What was his name?
Evan Bro
That guy was good, man.
Evan Henry.
Okay, he was good. But now his number was he 50? What was he 51? What was it? You know, I know the kid's number.
I
What was
think
his number?
I think it was 51. I had to look.
Yeah, he was tough, man.
Yeah,
Now he came from was it ULM?
ULM.
He was tough, man. Because you know, I look at centers, man. I never coached offensive line, but I could tell when you had a good offensive line and that kind of thing. But I thought he was really good, man.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
you said, people, with the portal open up on Saturday, it opens up Saturday.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not like that. TC, after the spring game, TC is gonna go in and he's gonna look at it. He's gonna look at his roster. He's gonna look at what he's losing, and then basically he's gonna go in there and try to replenish and add to the depth of the team.
well, I saw the stats on the portal as it is now. It's isn't it about 2,000 ball players in there? Is it 2,000 or what was the number of football players in the portal?
Ooh, I haven't
Because
even heard. I haven't seen
I
the portal
saw it.
still.
I can tell you this is more football players than it is basketball players. And I'm going to be shocked, man. I'm going to be honest with you, Doc. I'm going to be shocked if he don't get a lot of players. I think I think he gonna bring a lot of kids to Jackson, man. Even though they loaded, I think he going to get some more boys.
Yeah, he
I
has to
really
get some
do.
more. He has to go get some more. You got to
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
that
I think he's
train.
gonna get some more
You got to keep
boys.
that train going.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And they
and
want
like,
numbers. They want
yeah, they
numbers.
want numbers.
Yeah,
Uh, just the reason why you can say he want numbers is say, okay, we got somebody. He goes down injury or let's say suspension or whatever. Whatever. You got
right.
somebody that can go out there and plug in, and you can play. You don't mess up the harmony of the team.
Yeah, you know they always said in football you can never have too many linemen because you know in football that's legalized fighting up on that front, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna look. You know, football was always a lot of injuries on the outside, like defensive ends, outside linebackers, corners. Those people on the outer edges, especially on defense,
Mm-hmm.
that's why they always said for a long time it was really easy for black college corners and defensive backs to make it because so many corners get hurt, so many linebackers get hurt, so many defensive ends. Anybody that's on the outer periphery, those people that what they call those people that play on the island,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones who usually get injured. So I'm just saying that you can never have too many linemen, and you can never have too many of those island people. the corners, the linebackers, the defensive ends.
Right.
Yeah,
Another thing I want to see is the defensive backfield for Jackson State. Um,
yeah, yeah. I think they're
uh,
gonna be very young this year,
yeah,
Doc.
they'll be young,
Yeah,
but
they're gonna be young.
it's gonna be young, but there's gonna be some experience in there. So you got
Yeah, yeah,
of course you got a couple, the sayers you got that's transferred from Delaware State. You had
right,
Kedra Callaghan who transferred. I'm trying to think he went to ULM. Um, you got some other guys that basically that transferred in from other schools that played at either G5 or P5, or
right.
even JUCO. So you can mix it in with those freshmen that's there right now, like a Tristan Cyan and
Yeah, them
Bruce
kids
Mitchell.
that came from Texas, I expect them kids to play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Them DBs from Texas, I think them kids gonna play immediately,
yeah.
man.
I think here's the thing. I'm gonna see. This is what I'm gonna say. I think is for one, Jalen Hughes is gonna be on one side.
Right.
Kendrick Wiggins gonna be on the other side.
Oh, I love him. That's number 5, right?
That's number 5.
Oh, I love him. Listen,
And
I will never forget that pick off he had at the Orange
FAMU.
Blossom Classic.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, he looked like a pro. I like him. He's with now. Is he where is he from? Is he a Jackson kid?
Nah, you from Houston.
Oh man, he's tough. That number 5 is tough, man.
And also look for Batman Mitchell.
Yeah, and that's a freshman, right?
Yep, that's a freshman. Look at
I
him
think
playing
he's
more
gonna play.
in the
Yeah,
nickel too.
yeah. I think
So,
them kids are gonna play, man. Them freshmen are gonna play in that defense secondary.
so I that's the thing that I'm going, that I want to see as far as on the defensive side of the ball. Um,
Yeah,
Defensive line, I think we're still good as far as defensive line goes. I think we are much better at linebacker. Now, I'm
yeah.
not gonna
Oh
say
yeah,
we are definitely much better, but I would say we're better at linebacker. We know that Aubrey was going to leave anyway because it was
yeah,
his time to go to the draft.
yeah,
He done what he has done at Jackson State. We thank him. It's time
yeah,
for you to go get your money, son.
yeah. Oh yeah. Now I expect them to bring in some linebackers from that transfer portal.
Yes,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're gonna bring in some LBs.
yes. With the linebacker situation, it's not even the situation, but just with
Yeah,
that depth, adding to the depth. Um, Now that's one thing that we did lose to the portal was we lost depth at the linebacker
right.
spot.
Mm-hmm.
It did kind of hurt after Durante decided that he's going to leave out.
Right.
He's a grad student. That's the reason why he's leaving out. That's the reason why
Okay.
he's transferring. So
Okay.
uh, it didn't have anything as far as doing playing time or anything like that. I guess he was waiting on for the time.
Yeah, I was a fan of his. That's 32, right?
32.
I was a fan of his. And that
Uh,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I was a fan of that 42.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh yeah.
32 had an
Jeremiah Brown.
explosion, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Jeremiah
was a
Brown.
fan of his. I'm not going to. I'll tell you the truth. I was a fan of his, but I like that 32. 32 had an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
He come downhill and he played bigger than what he was because
Right.
he wasn't a big guy, but he played big.
Right.
Yeah,
So you look at it to where um you look at it to where um they'll play violent. I want to see that. I want to see just like that. They'll play violent.
you see they'll play what, Doc?
Violent. Like
Oh yeah,
that's
oh yeah,
aggressive.
oh yeah,
Um
oh yeah.
and somebody already said, well, this is Jonathan Bradley's first year as a defensive coordinator. I mean, he learned from Cedric Thomas.
Oh, he's a good guy. I
He's a
saw him
good
when it
guy.
was. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. I saw him at North Carolina Central. I saw
Yeah.
him at Pine Bluff, and I saw him at Alcorn. He's quality. He's quality. It's gonna be a very physical, hard hitting type defense. It
So
really is.
this just go. I mean, the fly around the ball. You're not gonna have the same defensive philosophy
No,
that we
no.
saw with Dennis Thurman.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
uh, and I agree. I agree with what I went on Ken Clark's show. I agree with what he said. We out talented everybody on that defense on
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
Um,
And one thing that Dennis Thurman could do, he could dial up so many different types of blitzes.
right,
He's from the league, and he had an imagination out this world as far as how to put pressure on people. He could bring pressure from anywhere on the field. I'll give him credit for that.
right. So that's the thing that uh that's the thing that I'm looking at as far as on the defense. Offensive wise, like I said, we're getting our depth for the off for the O line. Like
Right.
I said, look for more coming into the portal than the ones coming in from the JUCO and a high school that is graduating in May. Also, um, who's going to be the one to step up as a receiver? I'm looking for Trevante Rucker to become a leader of the receiving core. I'm looking
Yeah.
for him. So,
Yeah. What about that kid? That stud? Is it Stud Whale? What's his?
still,
Oh, that guy's
still,
good, man.
I think
Yeah.
he should be able to play. He would be able to
Yeah.
play too. Also, looking at Kobe Paul,
What's his number?
number 83.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I'm
remember.
looking at of course, Rico Powers.
Yeah.
Uh,
Rick. Yeah. Now
yeah,
that's a kid from South Carolina. Where was he from?
South Carolina.
Yeah. It's time for him to play too.
So I'm looking. I'm really looking for those two, Rico Powers and Trevante.
Hey, are those kids there? You remember some kids came in from Indiana last year, and a kid came. Was it Texas A&M? What or was?
Yeah,
I remember a
Cameron.
kid from. Well,
Cameron Buckley came from Texas
that's right.
A&M.
Yeah.
He's
It's time for
graduated.
him to play. He got to show us what he can do.
Oh, but he's graduated. I think
Oh,
he's
he's
gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then the kid from Indiana, he never made it to Jackson.
Oh, you didn't?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oh, they say he there. I'm sorry. I
Oh,
think
he is there.
they there. Okay, if they there, they there.
Okay. Now, so who's there? Is it the kid from Indiana? Is there?
If he's there, he should be there. And then if Buckley is there, he should be there too. But I thought Buckley was a grad. I thought Buckley was like he came in as a grad transfer.
Right. 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 Because I remember I think it was the kid from Indiana. I liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I liked him.
So thank you for clearing that up with me, man. Thank you for clearing that up with me. But there's the main one is who's going to be the main running back. Who's going to be running back number one? I'm looking at Irv Mulligan. You're talking about a guy that's 5'8" by 5'9", 200
Yeah.
about 205, 210.
What's his hometown?
I know he's from South Carolina. I know he went to Wofford. He
Yeah,
transferred
I
in from
remember
Wofford.
him. The kid from Wofford. Yeah, I remember him. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Where's JD Martin? He's there, right?
Yeah, JD Martin is still there.
That's who I'm looking. I
I'm
think
looking.
JD's going.
I'm
Yeah, to
looking
have a
more
big year.
JD to be more like his NFL comparison, like Tony Pollard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think JD's gonna have a big year. I think he's gonna have a really big year, and I think he's gonna be the feature back.
Okay. Oh, they said the kid from Indiana hit the portal last spring before this. Before
And what was his name?
uh um Jordan Williams. He
Right, that's it. I
yeah,
remember him. Jordan with.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
He's in the port. He went to the portal
Yeah.
last spring, so yeah,
Okay.
he's not there.
Okay.
But JD Martin, if he can get over his fumble issues,
Is that JD?
yeah,
Yeah, Doc.
JD, because
I think JD's gonna have a big year, man.
he put the ball on the ground a lot. But
Yeah,
I'm thinking more him being more of a switchblade as far as uh running and catching the ball.
yeah,
You
yeah. That's
know,
where I see him
put,
too.
putting him out there on the outside as a receiver.
Yeah, right.
Just coming up with some, certain plays. I'm looking for like hopefully Coach Harris has somewhere to where he does certain plays for him. Like that's one player that I'm looking forward to seeing, especially
Yeah,
for
me
this
too.
season.
Me too. That's JD, right?
That's JD.
I think he's gonna have a big year. I think JD's gonna have a big year.
And
Like you
then
said, he did have that problem with fumbles, but I
yeah, he had
saw explosion. I saw
yes,
some outstanding things about him. But like you said, he's got to work on the fumbles.
you gotta work on the ball handling.
Fumbles. Yeah. But I saw some things about him I really like.
And then the main thing, the main question that everybody asks, who's going to be the starter at quarterback?
I'm gonna
That's
be honest. I'm going with that kid. That's that transfer from the SEC.
Jason Brown.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's him, man. If not, then I'll go with the kid from Mississippi, Short. But I think that kid from the SEC, from what I say in the SEC, the kid from Virginia Tech in South Carolina. What's his name?
Mhm. Jason Brown.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get first shot, man. Because I've been seeing some stuff on the YouTube, man. This guy's got a rifle, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, them kids when they run that out, as soon as they turn, bro, that ball already there.
Is already there.
Yeah, it's obvious he's been well trained. He's been well trained.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that I'm looking at who's going to be the quarterback for the team, and
yeah,
that's all I'm worried about. Um, will he be better than Shador? We don't know. We won't know until like I said, we won't know until it actually means something in the fall.
yeah, yeah. I can tell you this one thing he can do. Like I said, I'm not there, but from
Mm-hmm.
seeing the highlights on the computer, this guy can quick strike you, man. This guy can throw it. I mean, them players getting 50 and 60 yards downfield.
Yeah.
You don't have to slow up. It's right there, man.
Yep.
Now he can what we used to call he can deep ball you now.
Yes,
He
sir.
can man, he can hit you in space, bro. That's one thing I do see about him. He can hit you in space.
He can. He can. I mean, he can hit you in space. I want to see what he
Yeah,
can do with the intermediate game,
yeah,
short
yeah,
game. Like
yeah.
it's just a lot of things that I'm looking at that I'm trying to see that's going to correlate it to when the fall comes.
Right. Oh yeah.
But man, I appreciate everybody joining us on the show today. Um, I'm gonna get off this thing because I gotta eat. I ain't ate all day.
I know that. Hey Doc, let me say this to the people. I hope y'all keeping up with them two brothers up there in Tennessee, man.
Yes.
They have represented us with brilliance and dynamic speech. And I just want everybody to pray for them brothers because y'all know what they up against now.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't understand what black leaders up against, go get that book called Racial Matters. And them brothers is dynamic, man. They're smart, they're young, and that's the thing I really like is that they're I think they're 26 or 27, right?
Yeah, they young. I think they
They're
young. One
young,
is a
and that's
Fisk.
what I like.
One is a Fisk
That's
graduate
right.
too.
Yeah, one's went to fit. Now one's out of that. Both of them got the first name of Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Both are. One went to Fisk, and I think the other one, I can't remember. Was it Bowdoin College or somewhere? I saw something about where he went to school. But
Yeah,
I just want to
it's
say I'm so proud of them brothers. But I just need everybody to pray for them, because baby, let me tell you something. They waiting on them boys to mess up, cause
yeah,
and y'all have to. One day y'all gonna understand what they call COINTELPRO. But
yeah,
we got to pray for them, man. We got to pray for them brothers.
yeah. So man, I know. I think it was Justin Jones.
Oh, is that the Memphis one or the
Yeah,
Nashville?
the one in Nashville. Which one is it, y'all? Was it Pearson or Jones that got reinstated?
Well,
I know
both
he
of them
got
are back now.
reinstated. Yeah, he got
Both of them are back.
reinstated Monday.
Yeah.
What's going
Well,
on?
another. Yeah.
Hey y'all. Hey, Mr. Ford, you doing all right?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, doing pretty good, man.
Okay.
Doing pretty good, man. Got an announcement announced to the channel, man. Man, God has blessed me, man, so much, man. And praise the Lord, man. I got accepted to do postdoctoral at Harvard, man.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, executive business, man. So
Yeah.
we're gonna prepare for that, man, in August. Matter of
Okay.
fact, I'm down here in Jackson now. I've been working since since yesterday, so I'll stay here through the game. I'm gonna say this, Mr. Ford,
Uh-huh.
and I hate to let the cat out the bag, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all because I share anything with y'all because I trust y'all and I believe in you. And of course, I love y'all.
Mhm.
Nephew,
What's up?
big aunt, Mr. Ford.
Uh-huh.
I know you love Jason. I do too. I love Philip Short too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
there's a big old but with it.
You talking about Zion McDonald?
Michael Vick.
Oh yeah. Oh
Michael
yeah.
Vick. Michael Vick.
How many years of eligibility he got left?
I think
Three.
3. Yeah.
Oh.
Three plus an optional COVID year.
So he got 4?
Yeah, he can take 4, but really 3. But yeah, he can take 4. He's a redshirt freshman.
All right. So how's he looked in spring?
That's what I'm trying to take. I just Uncle Ford, I just said Michael Vick. They got him on the bench.
Yeah, they loaded, man.
I'm talking about they were just showing out because y'all will see the first home game. We made a donation, man. Lord is good, God is good, and we made a donation towards the football team today and presented it, whatever.
Right.
But so I challenged, because I knew Big O. Me and him grew up in the same neighborhood, Presidential Hill in Jackson,
Yeah.
and I said, man, let me see some 40 times, man. Come on, man, please. 438.
That's Zion McDonald?
438.
Damn.
438. Cause see, what coach was, excuse me, I had to say, because I knew TC. We was all in school around at the same time, but
Right.
coach too. See, he knows what he's doing.
Right.
Just trust
Oh
me,
yeah.
cause see, Jason Brown got 1 year.
Uh,
Philip got 2 years with a possible 3, and
right.
Zion got 3 with a possible 4.
I mean,
But
let's not forget about the other guy that's still that
and
is
you
not
got it.
elite,
And
Grayson
let me tell
Thompson.
you something. That he showed me yesterday why he's a 4-star quarterback. You realize the Grayson is still in the loop with that.
Mm-hmm.
That boy threw one with a 3-step drop, and God is my witness. God is my witness. I saw that boy throw a 3-step drop and threw it 70 yards in the air.
That's a kid from North Texas.
Yes,
That's a
sir.
kid from North Texas. They named him
Yeah.
after they
Sunshine.
named him Sunshine. Yeah, he's
Right.
Sunshine
I
2.0.
remember him. Oh yeah, I remember him.
And people talking about their defense. I'm gonna say this from what I saw this year, and for all you SWAC fans out there, the strength of Jackson State is the defense this year.
Right.
They were shutting everything down. Because the old boy had to correct me in the chat. Because see, when I was watching it yesterday, I thought that the guy from Troy that's a grad transfer. I thought he was a linebacker, but he
Right.
corrected me and said the guy was a DB. But it was the way they was lining them up because they was in like a 4-2-5, and he was coming up like a linebacker and
What,
knocking everybody out.
let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts on the president? Where does the president stand in the scheme of things in Jackson State athletics? Have you met her?
Yes, sir. I have. Yeah.
Tell me what's your thoughts on her?
When I went and got another degree in communications, that
Right.
was like a second degree. She was actually my professor, and she
Right.
loved.
So you know her.
Yes, sir. She graduated undergrad, masters, and her DR from Jackson State.
Right. So what are your thoughts? What do you think she brings to the table as far as a president over Jackson State athletics?
She gonna. I'm gonna say this. She gonna count penny for penny for that money.
Okay.
She gonna count penny for penny, and also they supposed to be, because when I spoke with her on Monday,
right,
they're bringing a Starbucks. The Starbucks will be ready in August.
On campus.
Yes, sir. In the library. You know how they have it like at the PWIs and in the library.
Oh yeah,
yes, sir. They have that in Jackson State in August.
Right.
Yeah. So and then she's starting to co-op through Nissan for the for the engineering students.
Right. Now, is she from Jackson, or is Jackson her home?
Port Gibson.
Oh, Port Gibson. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So she grew up near Alcorn, then, right?
Yes, sir. She told me she was a presidential scholar to Jackson State.
Okay.
That's why she ended up going, and she loved it. So yes, sir. And she ended up loving it. Matter of fact, you guys, I know you probably heard his name, DeMarco Davis. That was actually he's a Kappa, but he works for CNN.
Okay.
And she was
Morgan.
Morgan.
That's my classmate.
DeMarco Morgan. She was the one that wrote the letter of recommendation for him to work at CNN.
Oh, okay. Okay, good job.
Yeah, that's my classmate.
Good job.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this one. Did you hear anything about how many times Jackson will be on national television this year?
6 games.
Can you tell us which ones?
All the home games.
Oh, okay. All the home games. Okay.
Home games, and then the OBC. And then...
Well, of course. Well, you got 6. With the OBC, because the OBC will be, and for all you prime people thinking that that Jackson State gonna lose ESPN, let me go ahead and tell you now. So I'm gonna give you the inside, and I heard it from the horse's mouth. They'll be on ESPN too for the OBC. Yeah,
that's been like the last 2 years. But
this is the thing, Doc and Unc. I found out last year for the OBC they had 3.47 million views on that game.
Right. Okay.
So ESPN wants to run it back.
Well, let me ask you. Okay, so this is the last year that Jackson and Fam play in the OBC, right?
Yes, sir.
In 2024, who's the home team?
Fam,
it'll be it's gonna be Jackson.
You sure? I thought
Jackson.
It was Fam.
It's not Fam. It's gonna be Jackson.
Okay.
And do you know if it'll be in the middle of the season or end of the season?
What from what I was told, they have an 8-year thing. The 8-year deal between those two schools already signed.
Okay, so it'll be home and home.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right.
Yes,
okay.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I gotta roll up out of here, y'all, because a brother is home.
Good to hear from you, Doc.
man, always, man.
I ain't trying to cut nobody short, but listen, I'll be back on here Saturday.
Listen, congratulations on the Harvard venture.
Yes,
listen, the greatest scholar that we produced in Black America, Du Bois was a Harvard graduate. His name was W.E.B. Du Bois or Du Bois.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
He's the greatest.
That's one reason.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, Uncle Ford. That was
Yeah.
one reason why I accepted it. And so my job, saying that, it'll be, good advancement. Lord say the same, man. In
Yeah.
about 7 more years, hopefully I'll be the first CEO, black CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield. So
Ooh,
we'll see.
okay.
We'll see. Yeah,
Oh
we'll
yeah.
see. Yes, sir. We'll
Oh yeah.
see. So,
Congratulations.
yes, sir. If Lord, like I tell people all the time, Uncle Ford, if the Lord
Yeah.
say the same, I'm with it.
Oh yeah.
I don't,
Oh yeah.
because
Oh
I'm blessed beyond measure, man, and I ain't, I'll be 47 in July, and just, man, I'm just doing what I do, man,
yeah. Right. Right.
like I said, I learned a lot from you guys. Y'all really the only show right now that I really, really talk on, because, I get to be myself, and, like I said, but God is good, man. And, I'm very thankful for what the HBCU culture has done for me,
Oh
and
yeah.
my family, man. And,
Oh yeah.
I know we sit on here and we talk a bunch of noise about schools and all that type of stuff, but I'm one of the ones that I can truly say, and I can stand on my own too, and say that I never had to kiss no butt. I never had to sell out. I just had to
Right.
be. I had to be just who I am, and my production speaks for itself. And I just thank the good Lord every day, man.
All
I
right.
really do.
That's all you have to do, man. That's
All
Yep.
it.
right.
And
Keep on.
I thank y'all for having me, man. But again, like I said, I just had to clarify that, and I just wanted to let you guys know. Um, but yesterday, which was Tuesday, I rode down there to Baton Rouge, because the head coach Dooley, that's my fraternity brother. So
Oh
he
yeah.
let he let-
Yeah.
yeah he let me on the field, man. And I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie, Southern look good now.
Now, did you see the team or you just saw the facilities?
No, I saw the team. They already had their spring, but
Right.
after they spring, he still got them running, and and I was watching some tape and stuff like that. So it was just between fraternity stuff
Yeah.
and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. And he
Now,
let
Doc, I expect him to bring in a lot of players too.
He
I
will.
expect
Yeah,
him this summer.
He,
he
he
will.
I
He
will.
expect him
will.
to bring in a lot of
I
guys.
hope. He will. But I hope this.
He's an excellent recruiter, and
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of guys. He doesn't get credit for his recruiting. He really doesn't.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think
I would.
um
I would give
the
him
the
this
the
about
four
his recruiting.
schools the four schools this year, from what I can tell, is going to probably be PV,
Right.
Southern. It's
Right.
going to be PV, Southern, Jackson State, and FAM.
Right.
But with that, y'all down there in near Monroe, y'all y'all gonna air it out this year.
Oh yeah.
Graham.
Now who they're
Yeah.
looking at as starting quarterback? You heard anything about Grambling starting quarterback?
Now they're gonna have what they're gonna do as far as their spring game goes. They're gonna have
Uh-huh.
they're gonna do a draft type deal to where they
Okay.
put
Yeah.
on there, and then it all depends on what Coach Jackson see, and it might not even be ready. It might not be those guys. It might be somebody he get from the portal, but until
Well,
we
well, he
find
hadn't
out.
announced it. He hadn't announced it, but he's getting that quarterback that finished in the FCS from Northwestern State.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Ooh,
it.
Yeah, that guy, he threw for about 4,200 yards last year.
he's
Yeah,
coming to
he's going to
Grambling.
Grambling. Yeah, he's going to Grambling. Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's going to Grambling.
Oh
But
man,
Yeah.
you know what though? I still say the favorite in that West should be Southern, man. As far as talent and players.
If y'all get that quarterback, Uncle Ford, y'all will
Uh-huh.
be the favorite.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because I
Did you
look,
see
listen, let
him
me tell you
last
something.
year?
I look at Southern's
It
personnel.
wasn't number two quarterbacks in the FCS that was better than him, and that was Shador and the guy from Incarnate Word.
Oh
Everybody
yeah,
else,
Scott.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
Scott. Yeah.
everybody else, yeah, that boy from Northwestern State, he was a truth.
Now, how many years of eligibility he got?
He has two.
Oh,
Yeah, he got two more.
what kind of size we talking? What is he? Six what?
6'4", about
Oh,
6'4", 220.
damn.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is he?
that's a
He's
guy. That's
already on
like I
campus.
said. That was the guy. Like I said, he was right behind Shador and
Right.
the guy from Incarnate Word. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I got to go in here and get on my computer right now.
Oh yeah, I got
Yeah, he
to. I
spoke.
better
Well,
order.
he slated. He slated. You know, that's in his top. That's in his top two. And see, the thing about it is, Uncle Ford, is that you know
Yeah,
the quarterback positions right now in the SWAC, they locked down. So he don't have nowhere else to go but Grambling. Everybody
I
else
still
has
listen.
quarterback.
But listen, I still think Dooley should be the winner that during West, even though that's my arch rival with his
Well,
roster.
I hate to say it though, Big Unc. I
Um,
hate to say it,
Prairie View.
and you know I no man.
Prairie View gonna
And
take the
Doc
West.
gonna know what I'm talking about when I say I had to go by the 55 minutes down Highway 18.
Talking about Alcorn.
Man, that young man from from Missouri,
oh
he's
yeah,
that he's that
yeah,
guy.
yeah. He
Yeah,
is.
he's that guy.
Yeah,
He's that guy.
yeah.
Hey, let me.
How did their
And
offensive line look?
I think the offensive line got
shaky.
better though.
It's
Oh, okay.
shaky.
Okay.
It's
It's
not gonna
shaky.
be better than it's not gonna be better than Jackson State. Jackson State gonna have the best offensive lineman in probably in NCS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they oh yeah they 6'5". I did the height and weight on them
Uh-huh.
from tackle to tackle. They averaging 6'5", 330.
Oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Fries.
Yeah, that's their five. Yep.
Damn.
I told you.
And
I
then
told you
the
got.
crazy part about it is on the second team on the second team the shortest
Right.
guy was 6'4".
Whoa. Oh, they're
Jackson
gonna be
State got
big.
two guys that's 6'8" on their line. The boy from Minnesota
Right.
and Maximus Gibbs. Yeah, those are first teamers. Well, from what I saw, you
Yeah.
got a guy from Minnesota and you got a guy from USC. Yeah.
Listen, y'all got a whirlwind because you come to Atlanta first,
Uh-huh.
Then
and
we go
then
to. Then we go to Miami,
Go to Miami.
and then
and
we
then
Right.
you go to Southern, right?
we go to Baton
Yes, sir.
Rouge.
And then you
Man,
go to
that's
Baton Rouge.
gonna
Then
be.
the following week up there, you go to Texas.
We go to Texas.
Listen, man,
Mhm.
all them those are A-rated games. Those are big games.
But if Jackson State end up going 4-0, let's just
Uh,
say if they go 4-0, everybody else finna get dominated. Everybody else finna get dominated. I'm talking about bad.
Hey,
Bad. If Jackson State, even if they, I'm gonna say this, Big On, from what I've seen, and just in they, shorts and light pads, if Jackson State go 3-1 in that month, man, I hate it for the rest of them SWAC team. I really
what
hate
you
it.
think about Jackson and Southern playing in New Orleans?
They need Big On. They need to take it back because I remember when I was getting my graduate degree,
Right.
and they had the game in the dome back then. They
I
had
saw it
Robert
on
Kent.
TV. Yeah,
Yeah, yes,
that's
sir.
right.
They had
mm-hmm.
I
Robert
saw it
Kent
on
at
TV.
the QB, and that game had now. Doc, correct me, nephew. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't that game have about 60,000?
Nah, I really
Because
didn't have
it was
6,000. We had
I
the
think it
year
was
the first year.
49.
Yeah, the first year we was down there, we had like 40, 45 to 47,000 people in
Yeah,
the
real.
that's
Yeah,
right.
dome.
because I
I remember.
It
remember, like
wasn't.
I
It
said,
wasn't
it
no
was
60.
packed.
It was packed, but it wasn't no 60,000.
Yeah,
And I can say that because I was actually at the game though.
right.
Yeah, I was at the game, but it looked kind of, it looked loaded to be a black college game back then. And
Oh
I
yeah,
What's that?
remember, so Big on,
Uh-huh.
in my opinion, I would want to go there, just
To
because
New Orleans.
I would think it's a great meeting point for both
Right,
schools, but
right.
um, it just depends, man. It depends on the sponsorship, number one. It depends on the television coverage, number two. And then
And would Southern want
I
to
choose.
lose a home game? You think Southern would allow it to leave Baton Rouge and go to New Orleans? Would they do that?
I think the best strategy would be is that if they do a 1-1, like one, like okay, if Southern, because I think Jack State goes to Southern this year, right? So I would think
Right.
the following season, if you do New Orleans and then you do New Orleans and then go
Oh,
back.
okay.
If yeah,
Okay.
that's what
Okay.
I would do
All right.
from a business standpoint, just to see how it will roll. But from what I'm thinking, And as far as the fan base, as far as the facilities, and then just the location in New Orleans, I really believe that game, especially because, you know, let's just be honest, the light is shining right now on
Yeah,
HBCUs, especially
yeah,
the
it is.
SWAC.
Oh yeah,
I
without a
mean,
doubt.
why not? If I was Dr. McClellan, that game right there, I would take advantage of. If not this year, I mean,
next
it's
year.
too late for this year. The next 2 years, while the light is still shining, I would take full advantage of that. I would, if I were him. I would
And
most
I'm
definitely
gonna
do
say
that.
this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let it go. You know what's strange to me is that
Yes, sir.
Jackson State's not playing Grambling. That is strange to me.
No, sir.
That
Nah,
Jackson
Grambling
State is
not on.
not playing Grambling.
Yeah, they
Man,
replaced it with that Texas State knocked it out. Yes, sir.
yeah.
Because
Because all
because the
my
way the
years at
schedule was
Grambling, that
supposed to
was a
go,
big game.
because you recall this past year Jackson State played Grambling in September, but that
Right,
game was knocked out because of Texas State.
Yeah.
right.
All I
Mhm.
know is we're gonna win. I gotta get something to eat, y'all.
All
I ain't
right,
been
man.
all
Y'all
day,
be
man.
blessed, man.
Y'all have a
I
good
know
And
night.
what's going
thank
on.
y'all for the
Hey,
compliments,
hey,
man.
Doc, when you coming on again?
More than likely probably either Friday or Saturday.
Okay, I'll be looking for you.
All right.
Okay, man. Y'all
Okay.
y'all be blessed and take care.
All right, you too now. And
All right.
congratulations. Okay.
Thank you so much. All right.
All right.
Hey, y'all. I know. Look, when we get to that sports talk, we could go on for days and days. But I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. But look, y'all. I thank everybody for rocking with us tonight. Went over a little bit of a lot of time. But make sure that y'all go check out Ken Clark, KC 1400 and friends. Check them out right now. They are on right now. Also, make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, become an OverDrive fan. We got 2 tiers, OverDrive Purple, OverDrive Blue. Make sure that you hit that up. And also, the last thing I want to say before I roll up out of here, look, we are trying to keep the peace, and we trying to do everything we can. If you got some a disagreement, make sure that you put it in the comment respectfully. Because if not, I will roast you and I will block you. All right. I don't want to do that. I ain't trying to do that. But this is HBCU tonight. This has been episode 2. I thank everybody for rocking. I know y'all see the new background. That's what we're gonna go with for HBCU tonight. Is part of a HBCU Overdrive live stream. Make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. But in the meantime, between time, y'all be blessed, y'all stay safe, and y'all stay dangerous. Again, on either Thursday or Friday night, or maybe Saturday. It all depends on what we do. I'm out this thing. Peace.